With potential spoilers and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Talking about facing male opponents in WWE, SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley told Fox 61, "I'm not too sure." So for me, I would like to see it just for the pure fact that I also love beating up the men. I love showing them exactly who I am and proving my dominance, and it's a different kind of excitement for me because you get to see the fear in their eyes when they realize that they've taken you lightly. Like, they didn't take you as a threat to begin with, so I hope so for me, but I'm not too entirely sure what the future holds. Reviewing the match between Karrion Kross and AJ Styles from Smackdown last week, Jim Cornette said this on his Experience podcast. Here's my comment after the entrance. Kross is done. Remember when he was interesting and it goes down to the hair, I think. I don't know why, but at one point he was interesting and seemed like something, and now he looks good physically. He does, it's just it doesn't connect anymore. It's boring. What's missing? What's happening here? Is it that people have heard those promos that he's just monotone, droning on? It doesn't connect because it's so phony? Is it the hair that made him look not intimidating? With her announcing pregnancy recently, AEW star Tay Melo said this on Instagram regarding her future in wrestling. Definitely not. I don't understand why everybody thinks my career is going to be over because I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to be out the same amount as someone that has like an ACL injury or a surgery. I don't understand. But, well, it's not over. I'm coming back as soon as I can. Sammy Guevara added, and if there's something about Tay that y'all should know, it's that she cannot do nothing. I'm having a fight with her just to be like, you can't do anything. When asked about putting her career on hold, Tay said, I don't feel bad at all. Being a mom was always a dream of mine, and I think it's the perfect timing. I feel like it's going to motivate me so much more to come back better and stronger. Just imagine with me having a little one cheering for you in the crowd and you holding a belt. Taking to Twitter, The Rock confirmed that he would be making a return to the Fast and Furious franchise. Here's the video.
Aloha from beautiful Hawaii. Just tapping in with you guys. You can see I got laid. There's always room for a cheesy joke. Just tapping in with you guys and delivering a little information, long-awaited information. You guys have been waiting for over a week now for me to confirm. So I am 100% confirming to you guys around the world that yes, it is true. Hobbs is back. Hobbs is back in the Fast and Furious franchise. And man, I gotta tell you, well, before I get into the why and the how, I was able to pull this off and get together with Vin and pull this thing off. Before I get into that, let me just say that it has been so incredibly personally gratifying and satisfying and humbling and exciting to see your reactions around the world. First of all, the secret of Hobbs being back in the Fast and Furious franchise, that was a secret that was hard as hell to keep. And you guys know me, and you know my operating motto, and at $7 Productions, which is always audience first, fans first. So it has been so cool to see your reactions around the world of Hobbs returning. The messages that I've gotten, the videos that I have seen in theaters all around the world, and you guys erupting when Hobbs is revealed at the end in the tag is like a rock concert all around the world. And that, it was just so fucking cool, excuse my language, and I loved it, and I love you guys. Thank you for that incredible reaction. So in terms of the why, I think, you know, when you, despite us having our differences, me and Vin, you know, we've been like brothers for years. And despite having our differences, when you lead with the idea of, number one, resolve, but then also you just think about the future and you think about plans that are much bigger than ourselves. And those bigger plans are the bigger build-outs. Those bigger plans are the North Star, as I always like to say. The North Star is always my guiding light in whatever endeavor or opportunity that I am in, that I'm passionate about. I always keep a North Star in my clarity and in my focus. And in this case, the North Star is the franchise that we love. The North Star are characters that we love, and the North Star are fans that we love. So when you add all that up, it's really not a hard decision to make. It's a yes. So yes, cannot wait. And our $7 Productions can't wait to help produce the next installment of the Fast and Furious franchise. And yes, at the end, you guys are all talking about it. It's not even unfinished business between Jason Momoa's character, who did a great job, by the way, with his character of Dante. It's not even unfinished business between Dante and Hobbs. It's business is about to pick up. Oh shit, business is about to pick up. So if you thought that The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin headlining 3 WrestleManias, if you thought that was earth-shattering, well, wait till you see what happens when Dante and Hobbs collide. Anyway, that's for down the road. I'll keep you guys updated on everything Fast and Furious, on everything Hobbs.
Touching on the contract status of Moose and Impact Wrestling, Sean Ross Sapp said that Fightful Select has learned that as of a few weeks ago, former TNA and Impact World Heavyweight Champion Moose's current contract is set to expire in June. Moose was also set to hit free agency in the summer of 2021, but Impact Wrestling re-signed him. Impact wanted to lock down Moose before he could even technically field offers from other companies, and provided him with a lucrative contract extension and a heavy push as one of its top stars. Despite him not having hit free agency, Moose confirmed to Fightful during an interview last year that WWE had interest in him. We later learned that WWE's Karrion Kross had been specifically interested in him coming in, but he's no longer with the company. One of the primary pitches to Moose was to be him jumping straight to the main roster, which didn't happen much back then. However, we're told that Vince McMahon specifically had dragged his feet on signing off on that. Giving details behind WWE's contracts with venues, the Wrestling Observer newsletter said that there is an interesting note that in arenas that do rent to both AEW and WWE has put clauses in its deals that AEW can't run a certain number of weeks before or after the WWE show, and also that AEW in the arena can't announce the show or sell tickets until after the WWE show has taken place. Talking about Bray Wyatt's status in WWE, Disco Inferno said this on Keeping It 100 about the star. Maybe go back down to NXT and go back down that school for a month or two and just try to improve your work. Not just that, his gimmick shouldn't even be wrestling. His gimmick should be brawling and mauling and just a whole different in-ring style. As Sami Zayn recently made the trip to Saudi Arabia for Night of Champions, this had many speculating why he previously decided against going to the country, with him telling After the Bell it was a really kind of a heavy trip, to be honest. There was a lot that went into it. First of all, the fact that I haven't been there in a few years, and there's been so much speculation as to why I'm not going and what's the political reasoning, this and that. I won't get into all of it, but I'll tell you 99.9% of what you've read online about this subject, completely fabricated, people assuming things and then running with those assumptions and adding on to them. It's wild. I think it's anytime they can't get a concrete answer, that's kind of what tends to happen. I think that's like human nature almost. It's been years since I've been back to the Middle East. I think the last time I was there was 20, maybe 16 in Dubai possibly. So it's been a little while. Of course, as you saw on the Premium Live event, all this to say, I'm Arabic, I'm Muslim, all this stuff, and that's like part of the world. I understand those people. Those are my people. When I went there, I got to go to Mecca, which was just a surreal experience. I also saw my uncles that I hadn't seen in 25 years. I have cousins that I haven't seen in 25 years. I met my great uncle that I didn't even know existed. So it was pretty heavy in a lot of ways. It had a lot of weight. Then the actual event itself and the reception from the audience, it's kind of what I've been waiting for a while in a way, because again, I always felt like I would have been the natural representative for those shows, and I just wasn't. So it was good to finally be in that position and in a main event spot opposite Roman and Solo, and the story that's kind of been carrying the company for a minute now. So I don't know. It felt like it all kind of just came together perfectly. I couldn't have asked for a better way to go back. It was perfect. with it revealed that Ace Steel had been rehired by AEW following his involvement in the All Out Brawl last year where he allegedly bit Kenny Omega. It was said that Steel would be working on AEW Collision remotely. Now, the Wrestling Observer newsletter has added that the belief is Punk and Ace Steel will be heavily involved in the creative of the show. At least they will be for Punk stuff, and the main angles and storyline on the show will revolve around him, and obviously he'll have great input into that. Noting what is in the cards for the Phenomenal One in WWE, BWE said behind his private Twitter account that there is discussion over AJ being more aggressive and determined. Might kick off on Smackdown, yet to be confirmed. As he's reportedly out of action due to an injury, Braun Strowman looks to be getting surgery, with it said that WWE star Braun Strowman was spotted in Birmingham, Alabama yesterday, PWInsider.com has learned. As we reported earlier this week, Strowman is currently out with an undisclosed injury, and there was a belief he might require a surgery. With Cody Rhodes now 1-1 with Brock Lesnar, it seems he will be having a third match with the Beast Incarnate. The Wrestling Observer newsletter would add that even though they are doing a broken arm angle with Rhodes, he did say he would be at all the house shows, and they are advertising Rhodes vs. Balor street fights and Rollins vs. Miz for the title are the house show main event scheduled this week. Mentioning who is the most likely to win the Money in the Bank ladder match this year, BWE wrote that LA Knight's still top candidate. If it changes, I'll update. When it comes to the Elite and their negotiations for new deals with AEW, the Wrestling Observer newsletter pointed out that AEW is getting more aggressive in trying to get the contracts of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega completed. Speaking about what could be next for the Tribal Chief and Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Dave Meltzer noted in the Wrestling Observer newsletter this about the current Bloodline feud. The angle remains the focal point of the company and has plenty of twists and turns left. There is who Jey Uso sides with that can be dragged out, the inevitable Sikoa and Reigns feud, more with Reigns versus Cody Rhodes way down the line, and in the end, the Reigns babyface turn in the role as the all-time legend, which it seems these past few years is grooming him to be, and the special attraction superhero babyface for the big shows. Staying on the topic of Roman Reigns, a possible spoiler for Smackdown was given with it said that, as mentioned as of Thursday night, there was a new WWE Universal Championship to be unveiled for a Roman Reigns celebration. For more plans on Smackdown, it was added that WWE has brought in a half a dozen extras to serve as security guards for SmackDown, and that the Grayson Waller effect is planned for SmackDown. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.